Hey soul friends, welcome back to my channel, Clarity with Carolee. I'm Carolee and I help to bring you clarity through life's toughest challenges. Today's reading, I was called to do a message from your inner child. Now, I love this because it really allows me to tap into what's happening in your subconscious mind and to connect with your inner child and talk to them about what it is that maybe happened to them and around them when they were young to impact and affect who they are today. And so I want to touch base with your inner child to allow them this space and opportunity to tell you a story, to tell you what they need, to shed some light on some issues that you might be having. So I love these kinds of readings. And it just, it goes hand in hand with the trauma-informed spiritual guidance that I give, because a lot of who we are and how we relate to other people started from when we were children. And we can go into like how your past lives influenced the experiences that you were born to experience when you were children in this life. But that's something that I would get into on a more like intimate level because it's more, it's personal. But if I do like Akashic readings, I do have one Akashic reading video you can go and check out. And that might shed some light on some patterns that you've carried into this life from previous lives. So anyways, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. Okay, so we have 3 piles here to choose from. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. I will go through, I'll hold the images up for you to see. So we have number 24. And with the honey calcite. Then we have number 14. With the amethyst. And then we have number 4. Oh, so that's a force here. 4, 4, 4. Force in each card. I didn't notice that till right now. Number 4. With the pyrite. Oof, I love it. Take a few breaths and select the pile that resonates with you. The corresponding timestamp is in the description box below. You can head right over to your pile and your reading. You're also welcome to watch more than one pile if you're called to do that. And always remember, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? So choose the pile that resonates with you and click on the timestamp in the description box, and I'll see you in your reading. Hey, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose number 24, and we're getting messages from your inner child. Today, I'm going to connect with these oracle cards a little bit later in the reading. Pile number 1 and the honey calcite. Look at this little child hiding behind the door, squeezing her teddy bear that's actually mirrored in this big teddy bear. I'm hearing associations. When we're children, I'm going to go on a side little rant. When we're children and things happen to us or around us, we don't always, because we don't have the ability and we don't always understand what things are, what's happening around us. A lot of the times children take things personally, like if their parents are mad or their parents are fighting, they think it's their fault because their world, toddlers especially, the world revolves around them. So they feel as though what's going on is actually their fault. What also might happen is you develop associations with memories that weren't able to be processed in the way that you would process them as you get older, and you start to, your cortex comes online, and you're able to rationalize things and be more logical and decipher, situations correctly or more accurately. So when you're a child, you develop associations. So smells, for instance, you associate smells with an experience in childhood. You associate something in the room, in your bedroom, with something else that was going on around you. Like, see how she's holding this teddy bear, and then this big giant kind of scary teddy bear that's coming in. That's like an association. Something happened. This to me looks like a dream state. It's like she's dreaming of something that's going on that happened to her, but instead of replaying in her mind in the dream state the actual scenario, she's dreaming of associations, things that remind her or that were present in that room, in that experience with her, and that now she's like afraid of this teddy bear, when really, the teddy bear actually brings her comfort. And it's actually true, the associations can help to mitigate, it helps your brain mitigate and adapt to situations that you experienced when you were a child, by taking something not scary and turning, and this thing is now represents the scarier situation, or the frightening situation, or the traumatizing situation, instead, to actually kind of to make it more palatable, I guess, more bearable for the mind to talk to process. I hope that makes sense. I don't know why I went on that long diatribe there. Anyways, we're gonna get into that a little bit more. I'm hearing like associations though. You have your inner child is, we're gonna get into the tarot cards, but it's like your inner child is saying, there are situations, people, smells, things in your life that are triggering you, that you're unaware of, because you've developed associations with an old experience that you don't necessarily remember, or your brain didn't process or didn't store in your mind. But you have these very strong associations tied to those memories. Smells, sights, colors, perfumes, food, whatever it is, teddy bears. Yeah. I have a personal story to go along with that, but I don't know if I'm going to share it with you here. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted. This is like triggering me. That comes up with a lot of memories for me right now. So I apologize. I'm a little bit like, oh, wow. That could have been, I don't know, a message for me, but I think a lot of us who experienced things when we were children, but we don't remember. We don't remember in that way, and so we grow up with all of these affects from these traumatizing or very difficult insecure attachment relationships, or whatever it is, things that you went through as a child that you didn't understand, but has impacted you as an adult, but you don't know why. And the associations that you developed is why. Okay, so we have number 5 of Swords with comparison. Put that down here. Let me just organize myself here. My brain just got all... My nervous system just went bing! Warning, warning. And my cortex went all offline, like my thinking brain. I'm like, oh, I see what's happening. Four of Wands with participation. Okay, messages from pile number one's inner child. Messages from pile number one's inner child. What is this? What do we need to know about this oracle card? What else does pile number one's inner child want them to be aware of, want them to know, want them to heal, want them to grow from? Two more cards, Spirit, if you want. Two more cards. Okay, and then we have, whoa. The King of Pentacles was slowing down, and Six of Wands with success. Wow. That's pretty interesting. Five of Swords. Five of Swords can be like the comparison trap I'm hearing when you're stuck on comparing yourself to other people, and that might be holding you back. It can be a lot of mental anguish, a lot of anxiety inside of your mind, worry, fears, anxiety about the future, about I'm hearing not knowing yourself. There's some fear around not understanding yourself, not knowing yourself. And because of that, you get trapped in comparing yourself to other people. You don't believe in yourself, trust yourself, or maybe that's something that you've experienced a lot in the past, and that's something that you've been working through. As if you move, like, this is sort of what was happening in the past. And I think right now you've been working on letting go a lot, of walking away from what no longer serving you. You could have even been cutting ties with people who hurt you in your childhood, or from your past, walking away, and working through all the different emotions that come with walking away, so that you can honor yourself, your needs, your emotions, without shame and without guilt. You know, when we're children and we go through some experiences, we can carry a lot of shame and guilt with us. And, you know, we're often taught as children that we kind of have to go along with what other people say, and we don't really have a choice in the matter. We have no power over ourselves. We don't have any autonomy in some situations, depending on the environment that you grew up in. And so as you grow up and you start to reclaim your sense of self, your autonomy, your boundaries, and you start setting healthy boundaries, it can feel really triggering and really scary, because you're so used to not having any power. So then when you try to take your power back, you feel guilty, like you're doing something wrong. You feel ashamed because you feel like maybe you should be still towing the line, still doing what other people want you to do, and breaking those habits of being your former self, of allowing other people to make you feel small, make you hide yourself away. Like in this picture here, she's sort of hiding away, not wanting to be seen, making herself small, and almost invisible. Yeah, and I see, like, with the word that I was getting, associations with comparison and this mental anxiety and anguish, self-criticism, self-judgment as well with this card. You've made yourself feel and appear in a lot of situations really small, in order to survive. You've maybe even shut yourself down, shut yourself up, even like you have been really afraid to express yourself, to express your opinions, to tell your story, and you sort of shut yourself away for a really long time. You associate speaking out with with putting, I'm hearing like putting people down, but if you sort of associate you speaking out by, what's the word, Spirit? It's not shutting other people down, exposing the truth of other people. You have so many hidden secrets that even you don't understand. They're hidden within inside of your body. Or maybe you didn't understand them before, but now you're starting to. You're understanding like all of these affects, the way that you've moved about your life and the way you've been in relationships, the way you felt about yourself is not what you were born to experience. It's what happened to you, things that happened to you that made you afraid of being open, of being seen, of being heard, of being valuable, of expressing yourself, of telling your story and telling your truth. And so after all of that agony that you've gone through for so long, you're finally stepping into this power of like releasing what no longer serves you, walking away with intention, disconnecting with love. And it's not that you have to love perpetrators or people who have hurt you in the past, actively love them and engage with them. But when you disconnect with love, you're really just connecting with the love you have for yourself, honoring yourself. And then as you do that, and as you learn to let go, you sort of naturally and easily step into the energy of forgiveness. It might not even be a conscious act of saying like, oh, I forgive you, but by loving yourself, honoring yourself, and releasing the energy that ties you to things from your past that have kept you stuck, you sort of naturally allow yourself to forgive because you're moving forward. You're no longer letting these people or these situations live rent-free, sucking your energy from your mind body. They're no longer able to control you. And that's what this letting go does. And that's what this sort of natural flow and movement towards forgiveness will allow you to do. It'll set you free. You'll feel more free in your body, in yourself. It might take some time. If you're not quite there yet, it might take some time to sort of step into joy and to feel stable with the Four of Wands here, the participation card, which is, Four of Wands can be a marriage card. It can be about stability, coming to a place of finally feeling at home in your life, in your actual home, or even in your body, in yourself, like feeling more stable than you've ever felt before after all of this, unsteadiness especially in your mental activity, the anxiety, the fears, the worries, the self-sacrificing, self-abandonment, self-neglect, all of that. So by letting go and walking away, you're actually walking towards something. It's not just about walking away, you're walking towards something better, something more stable, security that you've never felt before. Maybe as a child, like you witnessed some things, arguing with your parents, fighting, or that affected you. Maybe you grew up in a society that was really unstable and unsteady, and that caused you to always be hyper vigilant, on the lookout, worried that the shoe's gonna drop, worried that disaster's going to strike, constantly catastrophizing every situation. But now, from a place of letting go of the past, letting go of that energy that has kept you stuck, you're moving into a state of stability, whether that's in your actual home or in yourself. And then towards the end here, I think your inner child is saying like, there's so much coming into your life, so much success. But as you've stepped into this state of stability, feeling steady in yourself, feeling a sense of satisfaction in your life, in your home, in your body, in your surroundings, what you surround yourself with, you're with the letting go and the Eight of Cups here, it's an intentional sort of shift that you've made, or that you're in the process of making, towards feeling stable, and then feeling stable in your body, and then looking around you and observing the stability and the satisfaction that you've created in your life, and being really content with where you're at. And really looking, I think it's kind of like looking back and looking at how far you've come. Your inner child wants you to, your inner child, wants to feel stable. And your inner child is also looking to you to create that sense of stability that they never had. And once you do that, and your inner child can feel safe and protected and loved by you, now that you've taken control, now that you're an adult and you've taken your power back and you've created this safe space for them to be free to express themselves, now you're able to move towards success, whatever success means for you, with the Six of Wands: recognition, joy, prosperous connections, traveling. The tiger here is like walking on water, walking around the world. This could be traveling for business, for pleasure now. It's just celebrating life, celebrating your success, your major wins. Isn't the tiger also a lucky animal in the East? I don't know, somebody tell me. Tiger is fierce, very intelligent creatures. But you've won. You've won, I'm hearing. And that's what you're working towards. With the Knight of Pentacles here, the Knight of Pentacles is all about being slow and steady. Conscious, intentional actions towards your goals, not giving up, slowing down when you need to, taking a break when you need to, being really observant of your surroundings, of your reactions, of other people, choosing your moves intelligently, thoughtfully, mindfully, but always making progress. Now that you've done the work of letting go, now that you've walked away from these things that no longer serve you, now that you've recognized the effects that this painful experience had on you, or these combination or accumulation of painful experiences had on you, you've recognized it, you've done the healing work around it, and you've walked away from people who, and situations who don't serve you, with the idea that, okay, I'm going to start taking care of myself now, and I don't feel guilty about that, I don't feel ashamed about that. I'm detaching from the old with love and forgiveness and compassion, and now I'm going to start focusing on joy and stability and growth, one step at a time, one day at a time, and ultimately towards your success, even more than you could have dreamed of. And your inner child right now is starting to feel really safe with you. They trust you, I'm hearing. There's a sense of trust that they never had before. Oh, I'm gonna cry. It's a beautiful feeling, a beautiful energy. Let's get the Dragon Fae deck out. And even with the honey calcite, it's just a very loving, nurturing, soft, it's not necessarily an amplifying stone, but it's a very luxurious, calming, but warmth, soothing. I'm hearing soothing, raising your vibrations gently, surrounding yourself with just things that really make you feel good, feel warm, feel protected, feel satisfied. Joy and happiness are very strong emotions, and they could be fleeting, but as long as you come to the state of equanimity and just feeling satisfied for, most of the time, or reaching for just feeling the sense of goodness, feeling satisfied, that is where stability resides, in that steady state of satisfaction. And like equilibrium, I'm hearing Spirit say. Okay, Spirit, any messages? Oops, I'm gonna turn these. Oh, these are big cards. Any messages? Pile number 1. Here we go. Lady Titania, be joyful. I was just saying that. Aww. You see that? Be joyful. You're worthy of joy. Stability will help you. Tapping into a feeling state of stability will help you feel joyful, because that stability is something you didn't have. And this could be like, you might have had a roof over your head, clothes on your back, but that isn't necessarily what I mean by stability. If you didn't have emotional stability around you, or anyone to teach you about emotional stability, teach you how to be resilient in the face of adversity, didn't teach you how to love yourself, and how to connect and attune to other people, that feels very unsteady for the nervous system, and creating that in your life as an adult can be challenging when you don't know how it's supposed to feel or what it's supposed to look like. Wu Wang, wild, pure heart. Oh, look at all the pink and yellow. Yellow, I'm hearing freedom, like a free spirit. This is your inner child talking to you. Your inner child is wild and pure-hearted. There's so much love coming into your life, I think. If you aren't already in a relationship, I'm seeing for some of you that now with this new state of feeling steady on your feet, feeling more stable in yourself, more in control of your emotions, more accepting of who you are and where you've been, and like knowing where you're going, now you're ready to bring in more loving connections. And that's kind of, I think for some of you, that might be another level of healing, because when you grew up in an unsteady environment with a lot of insecure attachments or disconnects in your life, it can be really hard to accept love and receive love and feel steady in relationships, especially intimate relationships. Being vulnerable is scary. Being intimate with other people can be really scary. And so I truly believe that there is a state of healing that we need to enter into on our own before we bring somebody else into the mix. But once you're in this place of feeling satisfied and feeling stable in yourself and in your home and in your environment, then you're ready for the next level, and that's to learn to love, learn to receive love in a healthy way, knowing now that you know how to set healthy boundaries, that you know how to say no, that you know how to ask for your needs to be met, and practice that with another person. And that is something that I see that might be coming in for some of you. Or if you are in a relationship, this could be you've been doing a lot of work on yourself, and now you're ready to sort of really engage in a whole new, deeper, intimate level with your partner. Now that you've been working on healing from the past of childhood traumas and attachment issues with caregivers and the family unit. Anything else? Should I pull another card? What do you think, Spirit? Let's see. Messages maybe for the future. Let's maybe add... Oh, that came quickly. That was fast. Okay, so we have Justice, 10 of Wands, Hanged Man. This is balance. This is what you're doing right now. or what you've just passed through, is the Justice card. It could be literal justice, maybe literally getting justice for the things that happened in your childhood, calling somebody out, bringing awareness to the situation, creating balance, karmic balancing between you and the people in your life, family, whatever happened to you, releasing that karmic energy so that you don't repeat the cycle in another life with the same person or the same soul. I'm hearing liberation as well with the Ten of Wands here. I know it says oppression, but this can also be the completion of a cycle, like liberation from that phase of your life. And now the Hanged Man, you're kind of like in a waiting period. Maybe you're still working, and because with the Knight of Pentacles, that's like this slow and steady energy. Maybe you're feeling a little bit frustrated that things aren't progressing as fast as you'd like, but you're down at the foot. You climbed up this big mountain and you went down the other side. You're at the end of this phase and you're beginning another one. You're kind of waiting for the next phase to start, and maybe you're feeling a little anxious, a little antsy. That Spirit's saying to just take some time to root down into yourself, into your solar plexus, into your sacral chakra, and activate a sense of patience and just being satisfied in this present moment. Feel how you want to feel in the future and work on some law of attraction or law of assumption work, and start to bring the feelings of how you want to feel in the future, experiences you want to have in the future, successes you want to create for the future. Bring that towards the now. Feel it as if it were happening right now. I mean, that's the key to manifesting, is feeling the emotions. How do you want to feel then? How would you feel if you had everything that you've ever dreamed of, everything you're trying to create in your life? How would you feel? Bring that feeling to the now while you're sort of waiting for things to happen. And then as you're meditating and you're in that calm state of detachment when you're meditating, follow any inspired insights or action steps that your higher self, maybe even your inner child, are telling you to take. Because you've learned to be so much more mindful in your approach to life. Intentional about the steps that you're taking. Don't do anything just for the sake of doing. Do it because it inspires you, because you're excited about it, because it brings you joy and satisfaction. Anything else, Spirit? Pile number 1. Okay, so the last couple cards. Seven of Cups, Prince of Swords. It's the Knight of Swords. Seven of Cups. Look at this. It's like an eagle flying his cart or his chariot. The eagle represents stability, empowerment, strength, insight, vision. This is like following through with the vision. And so Seven of Cups, ignore the debauch here in this. It's like, what is it that you truly desire? What is it that you truly desire? Go after it. Like I was just saying, intentionally hold the vision, bring the feelings into this moment. How do you want to feel after you've achieved what you want to do? And then follow the inspired action steps that you feel called to take. Don't take steps just because they, just for the sake of doing. Be intentional, be thoughtful, be mindful, be inspired. Your dreams, everything you want is coming true. Your life is magic. It's pure magic. You've gone through so much and you've come so far. Your story is going to be amazing. Just imagine the story you're going to write at the end of all of this. Thank you for joining me today, pile number 1. It was a pleasure reading for you. If you like this reading, if it resonated, give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know, tell me a bit of your story if you feel called to, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do so you don't miss anything that I upload. And yeah, I look forward to reading for you next time. Have a good day. Bye. Hey, pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose card number 14. In this oracle deck, equal to 5, 4 plus 1 is 5. Change. She looks very comfortable, doesn't she? You know what I'm hearing? And your mom might have said this to you, or a grandmother, if you're a woman especially, but nobody's gonna buy the cow if you give the milk away for free. I know that seems a little bit silly. I'm just hearing like wasteful. And I feel like your inner child is saying, stop giving so much to people who don't really appreciate you. You might be a bit of a people pleaser. You might struggle with anxious attachments, feeling, maybe people have called you needy. Or you feel needy in relationships. Maybe you have a lot of anxiety, like you go into relationships really easily. You have a lot of love. You're a giver. You give a lot, and sometimes you deplete your energy stores by doing that. It's like you're trying to earn love and admiration. You really also might need a lot of validation from other people, and when you don't get it, you might feel kind of angry or slighted. I feel like at work, if this is a work situation, or when you are in the office or working with other people, you love to collaborate, and be a part of a team, and you love to give other people credit, but you don't always take the credit that you deserve. You have a hard time maybe standing out in a crowd. Like you want that validation, you want the approval. There's a lot of approval seeking here, but just like over giving, overextending yourself. And when you do that, people take advantage of you. So while you would really enjoy being a giver, and I'm also hearing I'm a lover, not a fighter, you do have a hard time standing up for yourself. Put that there. Okay, let's see what Tarot has to say. I'm hearing relax. Like, I think Spirit wants you to know, and your inner child want you to know that it's okay to, it's okay to say no to people and take care of yourself. And to do things that are just for you. We have 15 with conditioning. It's normally the Devil card. I have it here. It's conditioning. Or 7 with awareness. number 5 with totality. This could be, I'm not sure. In this deck, the 7 is typically the Chariot, but I think here it's the Justice card. Either way, the Osho interpreted the 7 in the major arcana as awareness. Yeah, 5 is totality, which is 5 is the 5 of Wands. Let's get 2 more cards, Spirit. 3, creativity. Wow, you have a lot of major arcanas coming up here. 1 more card, Spirit. Creativity, the 3 could also be like a mother figure. Or you are. Oh, guilt. Okay. 8 of Swords with guilt. Let's move this over a bit. Yeah, I think the majority of you are female energy types. There's a lot of mother wounding going on here in your childhood. There's this conditioning to give, to overgive to other people, to give pieces of yourself, to give away your energy, to give away your resources, because that's what good little girls do. That's what nice girls do, is they take care of their moms, their older siblings, their dads or whatever, you know. There's a lot of conditioning around that, people pleasing. I'm seeing a lot of people would have an anxious attachment style with the 8 of Swords here and the guilt. But I think there's, with the 3 of creativity, this is the Divine Feminine card as well. So it also makes me think of mother. It could be mother, it could be birthing something into a new reality. Maybe for some of you, this could be a very specific message. You are pregnant or you're a mom to a young kid, and there's a lot of conditioning from your past. The mother wounding that you experienced is coming up, and it's very triggering for you, and you're feeling really guilty. I feel like some of you have these trauma responses, like you're reacting to your children, and you're yelling and angry all the time and resentful and hurt, and you're like, there's this fear of not wanting to become your own, not wanting to become like your mom. And there's a lot of guilt around that, around who you see in the mirror. This guilt and shame of like, oh my God, how did I turn out this way? How am I repeating the same cycles? I wanted to be better than my own upbringing, but you find yourself kind of trapped in the same reactions, the same behaviors, the same thinking, and emotions that you're spiraling out of, kind of spiraling out of control, and you feel really bad about that. But what your inner child is telling you is that this is all a part of your conditioning. You were taught to overgive, to be kind of a martyr, to give everything of yourself and expect nothing in return. But by doing that, you're not allowing yourself to receive the goodness. It reminds me of, I worked for somebody once, and we were at a gas station, and we did a lot of like presentations, and so we were driving to one town to do presentations, and he offered to buy me a bottle of water, or do you need anything? I was his assistant at the time, and And I was like, no. And I always said no, right? Like I always was the giver and not the receiver. I always said no when anybody offered me anything. And I didn't value myself. And he said to me, you know, Kara, you make it really hard to be nice to you. And I was like, damn. And that is something that plays over and over and over again in my mind all the time. And then when I catch myself kind of refusing a gift or an offer from somebody, I catch myself now because I'm like, oh, you're right. Just say thank you, or, accept the gifts that people want to give you. It's time for you to receive. I'm hearing Spirit say, it's time to you to learn how to receive and to experience a luxurious, comfortable life, for you to stop over giving and start really taking care of yourself and your own needs and your own joys. What brings you joy? Honor yourself. Start setting healthy boundaries. Now, if you have young children, it can be difficult to set boundaries, but it's important that you do, so that your children learn that you are also a human being and that you also need to take care of yourself. And by you taking care of yourself and teaching them that it's okay to receive, how to say thank you, how to, receive compliments and gifts and with gratitude and graciousness and joy and love, then they'll be more likely to break the conditioning of the mother wound that perpetuates through families, through generations of women. Women have always been taught that we're the nurturers. We have to be the glue that holds the family together. We have to do everything to create a life of luxury and comfort for other people. It's not about us, it's about them, it's about the children, it's about the husband who works all day, or whatever the story is that's playing in your mind, that's been perpetuated from generations of the women in your family. But yeah, there's a lot of deep mother wounding here. It can come across as well, let's say you don't have any children, but this I don't think it's performance anxiety, although that's what I'm hearing. But I think it's more of this need to be perfect. Feeling a desperate need to be perfect, and feeling a bit of self-loathing when you're not. And I think here with the 7 of awareness, it's pulling back the curtain, burning up the mask, the curtain that you've been hiding behind, this wall of perfection, the perception of perfection that doesn't actually exist. You have been out in the world operating as a shadow of yourself, not being vulnerable, not being open, not being perfectly imperfect, not being true to your inner child, to your inner self, because you've been told that that's not how good girls do it, or that's not how we do it in our family. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. What am I going to pull next? Okay, let's do some of these Dragon Bay cards. See what the dragons have to offer you. Oh, that's a lot of cards, Spirit. That's too many. Just a couple, any sort of hints of awareness for pile number 2 in terms of what their inner child wants them to know. Lady of the New Buds. Nurture tenderness. Oh, I think that's a lot of number 25. Tenderness for yourself. Growth. These like little, it's all red and yellow and very kind of harsh lower chakra colors, but then you have the budding of these purple flowers, the budding of consciousness. Growth. There's butterflies all around here. Emergence, I'm hearing, emerging into and with the awareness card, look at coming through the veil, the emergence of your true self, and not feeling guilty or ashamed for being who you were meant to be. You could find that you've always wanted to be really radically different from the rest of the people in your family. from the way women or whatever have always been, but you feel guilty for stepping outside of the box, so to speak. But Spirit's saying, and your higher self wants you to be your true self, no matter what that looks like. Honor that person. Dreamcatcher. Dreaming your wisdom. Again with the purple, like all of these colors, you have all of the reds and the yellows, orange, fiery colors, a lot of energy, light, lower chakra, or so even solar plexus, direction, confidence, empowerment, self-empowerment. But then she's wearing this like purple amulet of higher consciousness, the crown chakra, connection to spirit, cleansing of the energies, intuition, following your bliss, stepping into your true self, to your true power. And I think for some of you, this could be a little bit later on in your life. Like you could be really also embracing your divine feminine nature with the three of the major arcana, creativity here. If we really embracing your true self, learning to express yourself, learning that it is safe to do that. The totality card is, I'm going to put that over here. Following your dreams. You might be also very intuitive. You could have a family of psychics and healers, but the talents are dormant. Or they've been really shut off. Maybe your grandmother or great-grandmother shut off their talents, their wisdom, their clairvoyance, or whatever one of the clairs they have, or their mediumship abilities, and didn't pass that lineage down to you, didn't teach you didn't show you how to control or amplify those gifts that you have, and now you're starting to tap into it naturally, becoming aware of like, oh my god, I have all of these natural psychic abilities. I had no idea, nobody told me about it. Like for me, an example, this is like, I don't know if this is very much similar to my own experiences, but my grandmother, my mom's mom, used to read tarot cards, and is very intuitive, very psychic. She had a very traumatizing childhood, but very psychic, very intuitive, very, open-hearted, naturally. That's just who she is naturally. And when I started reading tarot and tapping into my psychic abilities, and that's only been a couple years, really. And my mother told me that my grandma used to read tarot cards until she predicted a death, and then she kind of shut it down and stopped reading and was afraid of her gifts. And so my mom, my mom is very, she's like a natural energy master, but doesn't use those gifts. Not really open to spirituality, or hasn't been until maybe I started getting into it. But with my mom, growing up, animals, especially dogs, used to be obsessed with my mother, like running all around her. They would always pee on the floor whenever she came into like her friends' houses. The dogs would go crazy. Animals go crazy around my mom. They just love her. Like she's just so connected, I think, to the spirit world and to animals, because the animals are so connected to the 4D and 5D realms that she's there, her energy's there, but her conscious mind is not quite there yet. Although her father, who's passed on now, kind of like haunts her. She has spirits following her around all the time. Like they make themselves known to her as well. It's like they've been saying, come on, like tap into your gifts. We're here. We want to talk to you. But she isn't really open to it. So I don't know. It's kind of cool. But there's definitely mother wounding here, shutting off of psychic abilities even throughout your family, and now you're starting to blossom and tap into them and recognize, wow, you come from this very strong matrilineal, is that how you say that? Matriarchal, like, lineage of energy workers, of healers, of psychics, that they don't even realize how psychic they are, or they've turned it off. At some point in the family line, it was turned off or frowned upon, or they turned their back on it, and you are now picking it up. I think that's what this totality card is about. Like, there's this conflict, and this card can also be apprenticeship, but apprenticeship through challenging experiences. It's through the challenging experiences that you've had that you've awakened to your gifts, and then what the creativity that follows here. And maybe there's a lot of fear. Let's look at this. Oh my gosh, this is cool. And so this fear, see these claws of fear, the anxiety are clawing at her mind. But just above the clouds, beyond the anxiety, beyond the fears, beyond the 3D world, there's all of this love and joy. Like, again, the purple, the consciousness energy, divine inspiration energy is blossoming into your life. You just need to allow it in. You need to allow it in. You could be with all these hands grasping at her, reminds me of someone who might be a medium, but because it felt really scary for you as a child to see and connect with spirits, no one taught you that it was okay or how to do it safely and properly. So now you kind of shut it off. You turned it off and turned away from it because it scared you. But I think the spirit world's saying, like, don't be afraid. And there's this gift that's just waiting for you to tap into. That's really neat. That's very specific for some of you. Okay. Where's that other? Oh, goodness, there it is. All right. All right, pile number 2, Spirit, inner child messages. I think that these psychic gifts of yours will start to blossom more when you learn and start to set healthier boundaries with people and say no and protect your energy here. When you let go of giving away all of this energy for free and to your detriment, you'll make room for the spirit world to communicate with you more instead. Right now, there's too much clutter. There's too much mental clutter going on, and that spirit can't actually penetrate it. See, but the flower's trying to come in here, but there's this dark cloud around her. The spirit is trying to send you all of these gifts and messages and clarity and all this stuff, but you're just like not letting it in. From all this fear and worry and stress and these limiting self-imposed or even ancestrally imposed limiting beliefs that, like, psychics are bad or women are meant to do this and not that. I apologize if you're a masculine energy watching this and this doesn't really resonate with you. I do see this predominantly as a feminine energy here, but if you are a masculine, I feel called to express this. If you are a masculine energy predominantly and you're watching this and you're like, I don't really understand, you could also have that similar, superhero complex. I'm hearing that this over giving, over providing, and not allowing yourself to receive. You could be more of a giver than a receiver, and feel really uncomfortable with receiving in many different ways, if you know what I mean. Like, you just, but you do it out of necessity to earn love because you don't feel valuable in yourself. You don't feel like you're worthy of receiving and being on the other end. So you're just giving, trying to control the situation, trying to keep people around you, make them see how valuable you are, when really you're just valuable in and of yourself. And you could learn that from, observing your own mom. You might not have had a strong masculine influence around you. Maybe you were raised by just a bunch of women, and so you don't really know how to be that masculine, protective, secure, confident, powerful energy. But I do see that this is, there's a lot of feminine energy. There's a lot of mother wounding here. This is a big part of conditioning, though. Patterns that developed over generations. Patterns of relating and connecting and loving and taking care of oneself. Okay, so wait, 9 of Swords came out. Yeah, like just so much anxiety, sleepless nights, worry about, like, I'm just hearing someone say, like, am I doing this right? Am I good enough? I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think this is what I'm meant to be doing. What am I meant to be doing? I don't know. Like, just really not knowing yourself. There's a sense of not knowing who you are because you've been giving of yourself for so long that the line between you and other people is really blurred. Like, you might struggle with codependency as well. And your inner child is just like, really wants you to step into your own power, really wants you to start taking care of yourself, saying no more often, stop abandoning yourself, stop neglecting your own needs. Like, I feel like my throat chakra, my throat is really tight and sore. Like, there's a knot in it. It's just, you don't feel free to express yourself. King of Swords. Yeah, there's this sense of this need. There's a lot of mental energy going on here. A lot of fear, worry, anxiety, confusion, just stress, conflicted about what action to take, where you should be going, what you should be doing. And that stems from you not being taught how to honor yourself and instead give of yourself to other people. And so you never really developed that sense of self because you were so busy being the caregiver maybe of other people in your family, of your mother as well. Okay, 6 of Cups with pleasure. King of Swords, 6 of Cups. Do these go together, Spirit? Oh goodness, they just fell on the floor. Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit. Oh. This is so weird. It's kind of similar, not exactly the same thing as pile number 1, but look at this. I think you've really shied away from connecting with other people as well. I think that you've had to go through some trials with the 5 of Wands up there trials and tribulations to help activate this new sense of self-awareness and self-love and appreciation and blossoming into, the person that you're meant to be and aligning with your true self. You've gone through so much anxiety and fears and stress, You've had to learn how to honor your needs, take care of yourself, relax and let go. This might be a message, a very specific message for some of you, but we have the King of Swords, and the Six of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and the Hermit came up. Now, the Six of Cups can be, just a very satisfying relationship, feels really good. I think that for some of you, if you're not in a relationship already, there's a relationship coming in for you that's going to help you feel really good in yourself. It's going to teach you how to honor yourself, how to love yourself, how to see yourself for who you truly are, because that they're going to mirror your newfound sense of self-worth. And you're going to learn how to receive love and connection and admiration from this relationship, something that you've never experienced before. You're going to have so much fun, enjoying life, learning to go with the flow, learning to enjoy and let go. And I'm hearing just like learning what it means to receive and be loved for who you truly are. You have so much to offer the world, and this person is really going to admire you and make you feel safe. They're going to be very honest, very matter of fact. But look at, they're like this person that's on the white horse, it's King of Swords riding the white horse. The crows, 3 crows there in the background. 3 is sort of like expansion, connection, support, community. He's just riding into this situation here, and she's just like waiting. I think this is you. This is like you, and it could be reversed, right? But this is like just patiently waiting in the desert over here. In the desert, like things have been really dry for a long time. Maybe you've been single and alone for a really long time. What does she have in her hand? It's a pentacle, like a disc. Sorry, I'm just looking at the goat there. Goats are very resilient creatures. They're very strong and powerful. They can climb really high mountains, like a mountain goat in the desert. Like you were strong and resilient, and you've come a long way, a really long way. And it's like, see, just on the other side of this sand hill, sand dune or whatever, is the I don't think it's supposed to be a mirage, but like, like those little lakes in the desert, ponds in the desert. It's like just over there. If she just peeked her head just over the hill, she would see it. The lusciousness that's waiting for her. It's like they're meeting. Oh my God, look at it. It's like the two of them are meeting here. It's like, that's like right there. Could be on the next full moon maybe, or on a full moon, around the full moon. Definitely coming together. And it's going to be a really strange meeting. Oh my God, this is very specific for some of you, but like, it's going to be, you're not going to be expecting it at all. You're going to be kind of minding your own business, doing your work, working on yourself, like you've been called to do. And this person is just going to be there at this watering hole with their horse, and you know what I mean, figuratively speaking, and you're just going to bump into each other and then just have this spark of joy and connection and feeling really connected and attuned, and like, wow, where have you been my whole life? It could be, you could recognize them instantly as if you've had many lives together. It could be, for some of you, someone from your past, and now you're getting a chance to come back together after doing a lot of the healing work that you've done, that you've both had to do. Maybe you both grew up in a family situation where, you know, you were conditioned to, you know, be really anxious or disconnected and avoidant in relationships, where you never felt valuable or worthy, or didn't know how to love the right way. And now finally, after all this time, these lessons that you've learned, experiences that you've had, this new level of self-awareness and consciousness, now you're ready to come back together at this moment in your life. Wow, that's so cool. Look at even this stone. The amethyst you chose goes really well with all the purple, the rising to consciousness that's coming through here. Wow, that's cool. That's neat. I love when I watch tarot readers and they're so, you're like, wow, it's amazing. Like reading the cards and thinking about people's lives and how they're being impacted. It's just like, oh my God, I love that for you. I love what's coming in for you. This level of self-awareness, this depth that you have come to after all this time, all this stress, all the struggle that you've been through, hiding behind this veil of smoke and mirrors, you know? And yeah. The hermit with the Om symbol. I love it. And see, she's holding an hourglass. Oh, and the, like, what's this? The staff is kind of like the Triton staff. Is that what it's called? Whatever. I don't know. It's just all powerful, all knowing. And I'm hearing time will tell. In time. I think there's this need for a little bit of patience. And maybe for some of you, there's more reflective work, more healing work that needs to happen within you, going within and really aligning with your true self and feeling comfortable and confident in who you are, practicing your craft, going within and practicing your craft and not necessarily telling people what you're doing, just doing your own thing. Setting healthy boundaries is really important for you. I think that this next relationship might help teach you that. You can go in and practice now setting healthier boundaries than you've ever had before, learning to say no, taking care of yourself, focusing on your joy, not giving all of yourself into this relationship and depleting your energy. Like, there's a lot of lessons there. So the learning isn't over yet, but it's just this next level that's coming towards you, that you can practice what you've learned so far. But still, like, working on your business with the Queen of Pentacles here, working on your business, creating a solid foundation if you haven't started already, allowing universal consciousness to come into your life, practicing allowing yourself to receive good things, love, gifts, all kinds of stuff like that. I love this for you, group number 2. Well, I love this reading. I love this for you. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and comment below. Let me know how it resonated for you. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do so. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and have a wonderful day. Bye. Hey, pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose number 4. We've had a lot of talking today about stability, and the number 4, it keeps coming up. 4 is the number of, I feel self-awareness, but coming to a place of feeling secure and stable in yourself and in your life, knowing that you're protected, through that sense of self-awareness. I love, this is probably one of my favorite cards in this deck. You know, it's like she's in the spotlight on the stage, practicing her craft, mastering her craft, blossoming into this beautiful butterfly that she is, feeling really calm and poised, self-reflective, and ready to, I'm hearing like put on a show, but ready to be the person that she was meant to be in this life after doing a lot of work, a lot of practicing. I mean, like being a trapeze artist or being, you know, any kind of artist on a stage in front of a crowd, that takes a lot of practice, a lot of effort, a lot of vision and heart, courage to be that, to follow through on your dreams. You know, and I think your inner child is proud of you, really, really proud. They, you know, you had a dream. I think that for a lot of you, you had this dream as a child, this idea of who you were, and you really followed through on that, you know, and you feel satisfied, feel very, but also humble, very humble energy in this pile. Let's put that there. Oh my gosh. Thunderbolt. It's a tower. Master is an extra card in this deck. Pure consciousness. Thunderbolt. Alright. Pile number 3. Spirit. Pile number 3's inner child. What messages does pile number 3's inner child have for them today? Whoa. King of Swords. Wow. With control. Two more cards if possible, Spirit. I always find, I don't know, when I do pile 3s or pile 4s, it's very stubborn. Okay, Knight of Wands with intensity. Oh, well. 10 of Cups with harmony. Oh. Going with the flow. It's the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck right now. I'm gonna put that. Can you see that if I put that there? There. I'm just gonna ask about this Thunderbolt, the Tower card here. What are you talking about, Spirit? Whoa, okay, that's a lot of cards. That's too many cards. Let's try again. Just clear message. What exactly do you mean with thunder? Oh, no, they're like, there's something happening. Okay. Awareness. Oh, let's move these up. Can you still see that if I put that there? Okay. Awareness, 7. Pure consciousness. Wow. Integration, temperance. Control. Wow. Like I said, humble. You how do I put this into words? You are a very old soul, pile number 3. You've been around for, your soul has come and incarnated onto earth a lot. A lot. And when I'm seeing the conditioning here with the Devil card, you have mastered this mastery over chaos. You have the ability to master yourself, your energy, to harness your energy through any situation, through chaos, through struggle. It's really impressive. Like even with integration or temperance underneath of control here, the King of Swords, like you have mastered your mind, the instability that you've ever felt inside your mind, and you've done it from a really young age. I feel like for a lot of you, you were this child, you were very self-aware, very intelligent, knowing exactly who you are in this world, knowing exactly what you wanted, and you went after it. With passion and purpose. I think you've worked really hard up until this point in your life, and now, or maybe now, or you're soon going to enter into a state of relaxation, of harmony with your mind and your heart. And maybe you, maybe what you've had to learn is to feel through your existence with your heart instead of your head. I feel like you have a lot of mental processes, a very strong mental energy. You're very intelligent, wise. I think a lot of people come to you for advice. I think that throughout your entire life, you might have been the person that you go anywhere, people just like divulge information to you about themselves, about their lives, tell you stories, intimate details. Like you just, and you've brought it all. You've brought it all into yourself and transmute the suffering and the pain and the chaos in the world into equilibrium, like into balance. It's like you're a stone. It's like you're a gemstone. Like you bring in all of the energies and transmute it and turn it into gold. And you pick the pie right here. It's like you brought in toxic energies into yourself, and you alchemize it and turn it into gold for your into your creative arts. Maybe you're a writer and you use your stories, the stories of other people, and tell their stories and create a sense of healing and community and purpose and understanding of these things that you've been through in your life and the things that other people have been through. And you use them as a way to teach other people, as a way to manage, or to make sense of the human reality. Yeah, I'm seeing, like, what was that movie? It was a really silly rom-com movie, but when like lightning hits the sand, the glass that it makes, that's what I'm seeing. That's what Spirit's showing me. You're alchemizing chaos, and not just tragedy, but chaos, into something really beautiful. I don't know what it is. You know what? Comment below. Tell me your story. What is it exactly, that you do? I think it's a lot through storytelling in a creative sense. It could be dance, interpretive dance, music, writing, whatever. But you use your ability to transform and transmute the chaotic energies of the world into something beautiful that we can observe that helps bring understanding and awareness to what it means to be human. You're very balanced. You have a balanced state of mind, balance between your mind and your heart. Like, you've been working on this, though. You've been working on this for lifetimes. Very, very, very old soul. Like, you have a fire and you have, not just fire, but like passion. Like, again, creativity with the Knight of Wands here. Passion, creativity, intensity. You're very clear on what it is that you're trying to achieve in your life. And you've been very clear on it ever since you were quite young. Not a lot of people are like that. I think that some of you might have been challenged to go with the flow and to let go a little bit in this life. Okay, King of Wands, yeah. You are a natural born leader, inspiring. Oh, oops. Do we want all of it? No, just this one. King of Wands, the universe, which is the world card in this deck. Breaking through conditioning of the 3D world. I don't know if you know Gabor Mate, but this is like him. Your life started out with around chaos, and you were able to see through the chaos and still come to this place of compassion for humanity. Oh, Alexa off. Sorry, is that an alarm? You were able to see through the suffering and the pain. And really tap into the heart and soul and mind, body, soul of the human race, of what it means to be here, what we're trying to achieve. Like, you just make it so beautiful. You have so much love and compassion for the world, but also intensity and passion. And you really, I just see like somebody who has like, what I'm trying to think of the phrase they're trying to show me, like finger on the pulse of humanity. You recognize people, you see through them, into their heart, into their soul, into their inner being. You see them really clearly, and you're able to draw out the beauty inside of them, even though they might express themselves through painful past conditioning, traumas. But you see the beauty in everything and in everybody, and you see their soul. And you tell their stories. Wow. Princess of Pentacles. I'm seeing here like a traveling storyteller. Lighting the world on fire. Manifesting things out of nothing. You're so tuned in to universal consciousness already. Like, you were born to be that way. But I think that for a lot of you, you are in the spotlight in some way, shape, or form. You could have a large social media following. I do see this more as like a traditional, maybe not just, as Insta famous, but like more like writing, storytelling, acting, even being a professor of some kind. You know what I mean? The example in my mind's eye is Gabor Mate, like just his work. his experiences, or Malala, you know, like that. These experiences of chaos, transmuting them into awareness, seeing through the illusions of our 3D world. Someone like Dr. Joe Dispenza, you know, tapping into the quantum field, teaching people how to manifest realities, how to break the habit of being themselves, how to break through the conditioning that they've experienced in childhood, to learn to recognize their soul potential and who they're meant to be in this world. Yeah. Helping people choose a new reality. And you've turned this ability, natural born ability in you, into a very profitable business. Or maybe if you haven't, if it's not yet, that is what is happening in the next phase of your life. If you're on the younger side. Oh yeah, see, that's what we got. Prudence, 8 of Pentacles. You're mastering this. Look at this, fell right under the Master. If you haven't already, you're mastering this ability to see through the conditioning, the human conditioning, and help people transmute it into untapped creative potential, the ability to create anything out of nothing. And you're traveling around the world, like teaching people how to do this now that you've mastered it, or that you are in the process of mastering it. And yeah, money, flowers, gifts just gonna fall from the sky for you. You're bringing harmony to the world, balance, teaching people how to step into the flow of consciousness. That's pretty cool. Oh my goodness, sorry. All right, so yeah, that's amazing, pile number 3. Turning, Rumpelstiltskin, that's what I'm seeing. Rumpelstiltskin turning straw into gold. But like with love, instead of like trying to manipulate people. It could be used for manipulation, not that you should, but you know, some people who are more connected to their conditioned self might be born with this power, but use it for, I don't really believe in evil, but like use it for their own gain, to manipulate people rather than to lift people up. Not that that's you, but you know, there's 2 sides to every coin. I don't think that's you though. Yeah, and now that you're mastering this skill, the natural skill that you have, that's what sort of you came here to do in this life, mastering these abilities and aligning with your true self even more, with your true energy being, your true inner being. As you do that, you know, financial rewards, abundance, connections, opportunities, the ability, the need even to choose between lots of different opportunities, because they're just going to start coming to you the more aligned you are, the more you master this energy of yours. You already know how to do. I think right now you're in the midst of like really mastering it, working on it, working through it. Okay, Spirit, any messages with the dragon deck here? Lady Luna's magic. Synchronize with lunar time and energy. Yeah, moon magic, your intuition. You're so magical. I think this also stands for like observing the synchronicities in your life. Everything is, you know, everything happens for a reason. To really be aware of what's going on around you. Watch for the signs, the synchronicities. And they'll highlight to you that you're on the right path if you don't already believe that. Queen Mob, your ancient wisdom is awakening. Oh my God. Look at the blue, the indigo blue colors. Wow. You're also a natural born healer. You can use the energy of the universe to heal, help other people heal. Look at the blue. There's a lot of that blue around your reading. You are so gifted. Oh, and the number 11 there too. You are a master, energy master. That's for sure. You are building and helping to show people a new way of attracting abundance. Through your storytelling, through the work that you're putting out there. If you're not already putting that work out there, and in the creative ways that you will and you are able to, you're right now working on kind of mastering the processes, mastering your own energy, mastering how to manifest something out of nothing. You're just working on that right now. And as you get more attuned, more aligned, more connected to universal consciousness, the quantum field, you have more, and you learn how to manipulate it and control it a little bit better, then you'll start to put out the content or the creative works or whatever it is that you're putting out into the world. I see like a child like snapping their finger and like lighting their fingers on fire, like creating fire in their palm of their hand. That's what I'm seeing for you. Okay, one last card. I pulled the Lovers, love each other. I don't know, I feel like in each pile at the end of the reading, a significant relationship comes into your life. Like for every single pile, it's happened. It's like I'm reading for the same person. I mean, they're all very different. I don't know if you're somebody who watched this whole video, like all 3 piles, your inner child could have multiple messages for you. Like it could be a lot of layers going on here. Because they're very similar. But so we have the Lovers love each other. But I think this is also just spreading love consciousness around the world. But it could be that somebody significant is coming into your life. A new love, a divine counterpart. I'm not going to go into that part of the reading right now. Maybe I'll do another romance or divine counterpart reading soon. I just did one, I think, the other week. But all 3 readings had this like very significant partner coming in at this stage in their lives, because you've done so much healing work and transmuting and out, like for you specifically, alchemizing tragedy and chaos into power, and deconditioning the soul from the human 3D experiences in this life, on this plane. Mastering that ability, mastering your own energy, mastering your ability to manifest or attract good things into your life, manifest something out of nothing. And now I think a relationship, if you're not already trying to manifest a relationship, a divine counterpart, then maybe you are going to think about it now, or maybe you're doing it unintentionally, but there's definitely a relationship coming in that's going to either help bring you to another level of consciousness, or you're going to work together to bring these lessons to the world. I'm not going to go too far into that, but there's the golden dragon in the background. Like this is just abundance. The 2 of you are creating abundance and abundant life together. I think spreading love as well around the world with your love. Like you guys being the epitome of love, what it means to be connected and attuned to another person, to share your life, share your gifts with somebody, to feel whole and fulfilled. Not that somebody else is going to make you feel whole, but coming together from this state of being whole in yourselves, coming together for the purpose of spreading love and joy and awareness around the world. So that's really beautiful. I love that. I love it so much. Pile number 3. Wow, this was just, there was so much not humility, humbleness in this reading. Softness. It's very soft and subtle. Like, I want to give you a big hug. I feel like I know you. Like, I just want to give you a big hug. If you don't know Gabor Mate, he does trauma work, but like his just energy, like very intelligent doctor. I'm not going to tell you his whole story. I think you should just go look him up. But he just has this, he's worked with addicts, and he brings this level of awareness and consciousness and love, compassion to people who suffer and whose minds and bodies have been programmed to feel disconnected, to run away from pain, to numb themselves, and just so things that happen with addicts. It's so, not addicts, with people who suffer with addiction, either process addictions or chemical addictions. Like, it's just, he's such a magical human being. He just has so much compassion and love for people, no matter who they are. And he's gone through his own struggles with connecting in an intimate relationship with his wife, and his own issues around, raising kids. Like, you have to look at his story. Like, this reminds me of him, this reading. But I'm gonna cry. I think we should be friends. Sending you so much love. It's amazing what you're doing in this life. Keep it up. I think Spirit's saying your inner child is just really proud of you. Really, really proud of you. You're honoring yourself. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and it's great. It's really great to see. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, comment below, tell me your story, tell me how it resonated for you. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please do that, and then you won't miss anything that I upload. And yeah, just sending you so much love. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I look forward to reading for you next time. Bye.